Welcome to the Treehouse Life podcast. This is the place where we take you behind the scenes of our builds, our adventures, and the stories that shaped our journey. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome. We are Treehouse Life, international designers and builders of tree houses, rope bridges, and nature-led adventure structures, created for families all over the world. On today's episode, we're looking at the ethos behind Treehouse Life, our values, and our client-first approach. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Jo.
And
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. And so, following on from our last podcast episodes, I wanted to ask you, why does ethos matter when building in nature and for families?
So important, Jo. We're in the business of creating tree houses and rope bridges, and to most of the world, that's carpentry. My world is not carpentry.
No.
I have amazing carpenters and joiners and engineers within the business. So my point of connection is people, hearts, wow factor. So we have to connect. We have to connect with people's hearts. We need to connect people's hearts together. And at all times, we are seeking inner child. We're exploring children being more childlike and having the freedom to do that. But at the same time, and this is so important for the grown-ups, for the parents, for the grandparents, to feel and re-engage with that inner child.
Oh, how lovely.
And we do all of that in a way that's really sensitive and connecting with nature at all times. And we've discovered that's really part of the success that we have, is that we're able to create the spaces that we create in a really sensitive way to nature. And that really brings heart, nature, inner child together in everything that we do.
Oh, how lovely. So what does responsibility mean in your line of work to you?
Yeah, that's a great question. A responsibility to the client, and the values that we hold really close to us are trust and empathy and commitment and delivery. So those are perhaps business-like responsibility, and we wouldn't do anything that we do if we didn't have that. But also a responsibility to the children. They don't know it, but indirectly we are in part giving them the most wonderful childhood. I mean, the parents are giving that to them, of course. The parents are our customer.
But you're helping to create that and design.
We are, and I feel that so closely. It's a bit of a fuzzy thought, Jo, but I always have a sense and a feeling that I might be walking down the High Street in Guildford, and I pass a 20-year-old on the street, and they won't know it, and I won't know it, but there's the sense that I might bump into somebody who's 20 who 15 years ago had a treehouse.
And you've been
that we built.
Responsible for the shaping of that human being.
And they just, I just know that they will have had the most amazing childhood and sense of adventure and lovely values in childhood. I mean, some people would call the values old-fashioned, and I think it's current to think of them that way, especially with the tech that we all have to face on a daily basis. It's hard to avoid it. But, those wonderful values of pretend. Children are awesome at pretending. Really awesome. And as we grow up, I feel quite strongly that we lose sight of how to pretend. As grown-ups, we don't do much pretending.
No, we're
too busy being grown up. Too busy being present at work and being present for other grown-ups. And I just feel, I know it's the case for me, and I'm sure you might admit to the same, Jo, that as grown-ups, when we truly relax on a Sunday afternoon at the weekend when no one's around, even if there's no kids around, we instinctively go in a direction of mucking about.
Yeah. Yeah, and that childlike mucking about is so good for you.
We're a bit silly, aren't we? We
silly,
dance in the kitchen or sort of jump onto the sofa or have a little. We pretend. It's an amazing muscle.
It is. So do you feel the responsibility in creating an environment then for us, both adults and children, to pretend?
Absolutely. I mean, when we build a rope bridge, I think everybody that uses our rope bridge is thinking they're Indiana Jones.
Fab.
And we did a big project at Blue Paul in Dorset, and we finished on the Thursday afternoon, and the Friday, Saturday and Sunday, the first weekend that it opened, they had 14,000 visitors.
Wow.
Over the rope bridge. And one of those visitors was, bless him, a gentleman that dresses up as Indiana Jones.
No.
And he'd come from sort of Bolton or something, heard about this bridge, and he had all of the hat and the Indiana Jones whip and the whole outfit, and there's photos of him in the centre of this road bridge just being in India. Isn't it marvellous? I mean, that's just so eccentric and amazing, but pretending is being eccentric. It's thinking outside of our immediate world. So it's eccentric, it's crazy, it's fun, it's playful, and all of those values. So we really think about that with our tree houses. It's not so much about the house itself. That's important. The house has windows, doors, but there's an equal balance between the sort of indoor house space and the outdoor decks and space. And so we really feel that we create the space, we create the canvas. We don't need to dictate to the kids. They're better at pretending than we are. We just need to create the space. So one day it's a cafe, the next day it's a castle, the third day it's a
Indiana
club.
Jones.
It's all those things in that wonderful imagination of children.
Fabulous.
And it's us grown-ups that need to learn, I feel, from the kids and their innate ability to pretend.
How lovely.
Thanks for listening to the Treehouse Life podcast. If this episode sparked your imagination, follow along and stay connected. You can find more of our work, stories from the treetops and adventures around the world at Treehouse Life HQ. Until next time, keep exploring.